guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you all how I made this cute and simple bralette, which is great for the spring and summer and just warm weather. I will be showing you all how I made the pattern and all of that good stuff too. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and yeah, I know it's been a minute, but let's hop right into it. For your pattern, first you are going to measure your underbust. My underbust was 26 inches, so you will need this underbust measurement for your band for your bralette, but then you are going to divide that by 8, and mine came out to 3.25 for your pattern for the bralette cup. So then you are also going to measure for the triangle. So I'm going to line up where my armpit starts, and then I'm gonna like kind of go down a little bit under my under bust, and I am measuring about 7 inches. So I'm gonna use 7 inches for the triangle. So now I'm going to draft my pattern. So my underbust was 26 inches. I divided that by 8. That gave me 3.25 inches. So on my ruler, I'm going to draw a line that is 3.25 inches. And then I'm just kind of try to figure out what's the middle of that line, and then I'm going to measure up to 7 inches. So then once I have those two right there, that's my 3.25, and then that dot right there is 7 inches above that. I'm going to connect them. For the other side is going to be kind of like my boob portion, so you're going to kind of make that more into a curved line as you see here. I am horrible at explaining stuff, so hopefully you guys kind of get where I'm going with this. As you can see, I am cutting it out right now. If you want, you can measure out a little bit more for like seam allowance, but I didn't do that since I was working with stretch fabric. Once I have that cut out, this is what my pattern is looking at. I just cut out one, and so I am going to now place it on my fabric. My fabric is folded in half, so basically I'm just going to cut out my fabric in the shape of this triangle, and I am going to cut that out 4 times. So since my fabric is already cut in half, once I cut it out 4 times, I will have 8 different pieces of fabric cut out, which is how many pieces we need, because we're going to have pretty much like a lining for the bralette, just to give it a little bit more padding, but it's not really going to be that padded anyway, so yeah. As you can see, I did switch to my rotary cutter. It was just easier to cut with that instead of the scissors. Okay, right here I am just laying out all of the pieces that I cut out, and you will see I'm going to put them in pairs. So the part that's curved is the part that we are going to sew together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right sides together for each one. And that curved part is pretty much the part that's gonna make it more into that cup effect for the bralette, so that it will cover our boobs. So I did that, and so now I have 4 different pieces now. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew each one where the curved part is. And then once I do that, that is what it is looking like once they're all opened up. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be putting those right sides together. So then I will end up having just 2 cups now. So now I'm gonna sew along both sides of each cup, but I'm not gonna sew the pointed part of the bralette. So right here I'm working on my band for the bralette. My underbust was 26 inches, so I cut out 2 pieces of fabric that equaled to 26 inches long, and then I'm going to pin it on both sides. Then once I sew that together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it right side out, but I'm going to make sure that that seam is in the middle. So you see that seam is in the middle. That is how I'm going to make sure that my bralette cups are equal and in the middle of that band. So I'm just turning my cups right side out, and I'm just going to kind of place them where I want them to go. And this part is going to be a little bit hard to explain because I pretty much did everything a little bit backwards, just because I was just sewing and I wasn't really thinking when I was filming this. So I'm going to take one of my cups and I'm going to turn it or flip it upside down. And then I'm just going to pin it to that first layer of that band. And I'm going to do that to both cups. And so there's the second one. So I have it pinned. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and just sew that onto the top layer of that band. Once I'm done doing that, that is what it is looking like. So now it is time to kind of get the rest of my band together. So since I've done everything backwards, what I'm doing is I'm just folding that bottom portion of the band and folding it to where it overlaps the top portion of that band, which is going to be the bottom portion of the bralette. Hopefully that makes sense, but I think you can kind of get a visual of just looking at the video because I did everything so backwards. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of folding it and overlapping it so that it looks as though I kind of sewn the cup inside of the band. But there are easier ways to make a band for the bralette, so you can do what is easiest for you. So once I did that, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm just going to sew around the entire band. So I'm working on my straps for my bralette. So because I was not thinking, I kind of did everything backwards. I was supposed to insert the straps before I even attached the band. So anyways, I just cut out random pieces or length of straps. It doesn't have to be a particular type. I just made sure they were equal. I folded them long ways, and then I'm going to sew them together. And then to turn them right side out, I'm going to use my little tool. Can't even think of the name of what this is called right now, but it's to help with the straps and turning them right side out. So that's what I'm doing here. So since I completely done everything backwards, I'm going to have to not really force, but kind of put the straps inside of the cups like so. Because I didn't sew the pointed edges together just yet. So I'm just gonna put them in there like I'm doing here. But I'm also making sure that I am tucking in the pointed edges so that it looks more finished. And then I'm going to do a straight stitch at the very edge to make it look complete. And if you want, you can enclose the edges of your straps too. And yeah, here's the finished product of my bralette. Hopefully this video helped you guys and you liked the video. So make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, like, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.